Hello students, my name is Sumit Mehta. So today in this lecture we are starting a new chapter named as probability. Okay, so what is probability, student? The definition of the probability I am writing here. Okay, so it is the ratio of it is the ratio of the number of outcomes that are favorable to the event to the total number of equally likely outcomes. Means, let's say if you are tossing a coin, okay, so there is equal probability, there are chances, means either you will get tail or either you will get head. So if the coin is unbiased, there is equal probability to get head or tail. So from this I can say that probability of getting tail is the number of outcomes, means in the number of outcomes is only one which is in favorable of tail to the total number of equally likely outcomes. Equally likely outcomes here are tail and head, and which are the number is 2. So the probability of getting a tail when tossing a coin is half. Similarly, the probability of getting a head is also half. Okay, so student, this is the definition of the probability. Okay, so now I will tell you about what are the outcomes and sample space of particular event, or you can say a particular experiment. So now let's write outcomes and sample space. So what it is outcome? A possible result of a random experiment a possible result of a random experiment is called its outcome. Okay student, let's say if we are rolling a die, example is rolling a die. Okay, so in rolling a die we can get, there are 6 faces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, any of the number can come when you roll a die. Okay, so this is the student set of outcomes. Okay, so these are the outcomes and they are in these curly brackets, so it is called as this set of these outcomes. Okay, and thus the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment is also called as sample space. Okay, so it is also called as sample space when all the possible outcomes are included in it. Okay, so this is called as sample space, student. I hope that you guys are pretty clear about what is a sample space, what are the outcomes, and what do you mean by term probability. Okay, and in the next lecture, student, I will discuss some questions based on sample space, how to find the probability. Okay, so stay tuned for next lecture on sample space and the questions based on probability. Okay, thank you. Happy learning, student.